Hello everybody, Keith here again. I've been down to the Three Counties show, the Royal Three Counties show indeed, at the Three Counties showground near Malvern in Worcestershire, and of course I've been for the Orchid show, which is there at the same time. It's one of, if not the biggest orchid show in the country, and it's certainly the first with a significant international presence, probably since Brexit, or certainly since we left the single market. Wasn't as big as in previous years, but the quality was definitely there. I could have come back with an armful, but I haven't got the room for them, and I've actually managed to keep myself down to 3. And this is not quite an unboxing, it's an unbagging video. So we'll have a look and we'll see what Keith has come back with. So the first one is an easy one to have a look at. You can probably tell what that is before I even get it out of the sleeve. Get it out without smashing everything to bits. Whoops, a leaf through a hole in the sleeve. Right, I'm going to get the wool out there. I wonder why it was sticky. Right, there it is. And where are we? That is the label. That's Brassavola, not nodosa but nodosa, and I got it, as you can probably tell by the green label, from Spicesotic Plants. I'm quite chuffed with it. We've got quite a lot of roots, new roots and growing tips. I suspect it's well ready for a repot. We've got one new growth there, we've got a new growth there, and we've got one there that's a bit further along. So it's a plant that's growing and doing well. And as you can see from this one, we've got a flower spike. So hopefully, before very much longer, that's going to be in flower, and that cost me £20. So I'm really quite chuffed with that, and I think as I'll let it flower, I'll keep very close tabs on it, but that'll have to be repotted. I think just one pot up. From what they said, it's a typical Cattleya type, doesn't want to be over potted, needs to dry out, but not too much, not like some Cattleyas have to be absolutely dry. This one needs to get nearly dry. The thing that might cause me problems is this is said to want 80% humidity. Temperature wise, no problem, it'll actually be thriving here. Humidity wise, it won't. Best I can do is put it into on top of a humidity tray, which I can. If that's not enough, it'll have to be put inside some kind of a terrarium arrangement like I've got for the Rostrappias. But anyway, that's Brassavola nodosa, the first Brassavola I've got. So let's see how we go with that one. Now, this is a whole different ball game. This one. This is, well, let's get the elastic band off and disentangle all this paper. The girl who is manning the stand says she doesn't like to use plastics because of the environment, which is nice. So she uses this recycled paper, which can go straight back into your recycling bin, and if you stretch it, it gives this concertina effect, which acts, she says, a lot like bubble wrap. And we needed bubble wrap because in here is a little glass terrarium with two absolutely gorgeous jewel orchids. One is a species and one's a hybrid. The hybrid, which is this one with the narrower looking stripe down the middle of the leaf, is Anoectochilus koshunensis crossed with siamensis, and this one is Anoectochilus roxburgii, dream catcher, which has got a much wider stripe down the middle of it. Now you're not seeing this at all at its best. She got a torch out and turned the flashlight part on, and these gold stripes down the middle of that leaf actually sparkle gold like little crystals. I bought them as two separate plants and the little glass terrarium, which is like just two pieces of glass. It's a beautiful little thing. Bought them separately. She potted them up in that form at no extra charge, and that's living moss, which she says she gets from a properly regulated site in Wales. And in this, she reckons every 6 weeks or so is all it's going to need to be watered. It's just take the top off every week, stick my back of my finger on. If it feels damp, leave it alone. If it feels slightly dry, put some water with it. And she reckons that this should be in here for at least a year, or at least 2. The dealer, who I very much took to, she was a lovely lady, operates under the trade name of Ugly Plantling, which you can see there, not planting but plantling with an L, and I hope you can see that down there on the bottom, www.uglyplantling.com. I've got no connection with that. I bought that with my own dosh. That cost me £58. But she specialises in jewel orchids. She's very knowledgeable. She's extraordinarily helpful. She could not have been nicer. There's growing instructions on the back of that, which told me where I went wrong before. And I was telling her I had another common one. I forget which one it was now, but it's a very common jewel orchid. And she said straight away, because somebody else was asking the same question, Macodes petiola, that was the one. And she said, yeah, the Macodes genus have a thick fleshy stem. These have a more slender stem, and the fleshy stems are extremely susceptible to stem rot, because these, although they're terrestrials or they live on the ground in forests, they don't like wet feet. So like a number of other humid loving orchids, they don't like to sit in water. So anyway, just a quick video so that we can see how we're all getting on with this, and I thought you'd like to see this lot which I've got today. So as I say, if you're into jewel orchids, please give Ugly Plantling a look at, and thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that, I'm feeling quite pleased with myself. There are a lot of orchids I would have liked, but no, I've got enough, and especially when it comes to things like seedlings and small plants, they don't do well for me at all by and large. I struggle with them. So anyway, thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.